in the context of the training and coaching of the kind of, depending on where they are in the kind of in that stage of their career, really. So, or in their kind of understanding of what they need to be doing. So when I'm working with potentially junior people who are kind of new to sales in the whole gambit of that, I like to use AI very sparingly and actually only once we've actually worked out the classics. So I would like to train them actually on the kind of the classics of sales, learning how to copyright, how to build lists, and all of that good stuff that you expect. And for context, I kind of work mainly on the top of funnel stuff for outbound teams as well. So they do need to learn the classics. They do need to learn to copyright, and they do need to learn how to build lists. And I'm very bullish on making sure that they actually understand how to do things the old school way. But there comes a time when efficiency is needed, and that's super important. And that's where I like to have AI come in as well. So I'm just really cautious, especially with younger people who I'm training, which a lot of them times they are, is that they're just coming to rely on an AI. And they would just say, ask it to write a blog post or to write an email or to write a sequence or to think for them. And it's taking away some of their critical and lateral thinking, which I'm very concerned of. And I think there's a big risk with all these tools. Everybody wants all the flashy tools, and I'm a big fan of all of this stuff as well. But I'm just very cautious to making sure that I bring it in the right time in their training and coaching. So yeah, so in regards to that, so when we do bring it in, and some of the areas that I can see that it's bringing a great deal of value, especially with some of these junior people who still find it quite hard to understand who they serve and why they serve them, is around ICP persona and pain mapping. It's really using ChatGPT. I know it has been throttled a bit recently, but it's still an amazing tool. It's super powerful if you understand how to write prompts and how to ask the right questions. It's basically like having the world's greatest consultants on your shoulder. So being able to having a trainer team to be able to use these tools to answer the questions that sometimes they just wouldn't be able to get to them in their own mind as quickly as possible. So we use it very, very sparingly to start with when I'm training them. But as soon as they get to a point where it's kind of getting in the way and they get that and they're looking for efficiencies, that's when I'll bring it in. So ICP and persona and pain mapping is huge, and it can be done very, very effectively if you understand what to ask and understand how to write prompts. But first of all, we always go back to the understanding and the classic training around that as well.